Sorry about the short delay, guys. Hello and welcome to round number 2 of season 2 here for the Intelligence Racing League, and we are here at the brand new circuit of Hanoi in Vietnam, and this is going to be a very interesting track to race at. As you can see, a lot of walls, no room for error, and we could potentially see a fair few safety cars be deployed over the course of this race. As just gonna run you through what went on last week, because last week I was not on comms for this division, so I need to get myself a little bit reacquainted with everything that is going on in Division 2. So let us have a quick peek when Discord decides to load for me. That would be lovely. In your own time, Discord. Okay, so last week, Legend, the man who is on provisional pole right now, walked away with a victory, as we had Vittino in second place with J. Luke on that final step of the podium. Callum in fourth. There appears to be a typo. Hang on. Let me have a little peek, because there appears to be a typo. It says Callum in third, and no, J. Luke did get third. Right, so J. Luke is in third, Callum fourth, Ricardo TTV in fifth, and we had Killer Brent in sixth on 8 points, Educt in seventh, DRS Aquaplaning in eighth, and then we had a lot of non-finishers, DNS, including a disqualification for Hypes. So we'll see how these guys are going to be able to bounce back this week. So provisional poll right now is Legend with a 34.1, only half a tenth quicker than this man, Mino de Beaver. So that's going to be a very close battle. And we've got another close battle for third, J. Luke and Nuffle Bessie, as Vittino actually pops it just ahead of Legend with a 34.1, and that is very close at the top. As the top three covered by less than a tenth of a second, and that is fantastic. We're just going to get everything turned up. Do we have anyone who is on a lap? I believe Callum just put in a lap time there, jumped himself up into 6th place. So good going there from Callum. We do have the Williams of J. Luke coming out onto the track, and seeing as how I believe everyone else is going to be peeling off into the pits. Actually, maybe not. Vittino's teammate Storm looks like he's about to go for a lap. No, he's just finished it. Does a 36.5. So we'll go back on board with J. Luke. I think he is going to be the first one to cross a line, perhaps. Yeah, so we'll stay on board with J. Luke, and he's going to take us on a lap of the Hanoi circuit, and we'll look at the challenges of this 23 corner track. Right, we don't know what what the weather is going to be like, but I have a feeling that changeable conditions would be a nightmare at this track. But let's see, right, so he's going to keep it in 5th to try and get a nice run out of the final corner at the start. Here's brand new lap, looking at the 100-meter board, breaking down into turn 1. Trying to use that curb there at turn 1 just to pull himself in to get him around turns 2 and 3 as he looks for a good exit with 4 and 5. DRS wide open now, all the way down to the end of the first sector split, and he's about a 10th down as he breaks down into 6th, tries to get the car turned in, taking a nice amount of curb there for 7, going all the way around turn 8, avoiding the wall there at turn 9, and then this long straight where I'm predicting we're going to see a lot of overtaking maneuvers made as we come to the second DRS straight, and that is going to be turn 10. A nice little right-hander as he breaks down into 11, tries to get the car accelerated in a straight line through 12 there as we get to the second sector split, and he's about a 10th up as he goes into turn 13, and this is where it can be made or broken this lap as you go through 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He's going to try and keep the car going through 19, 20 and 21 as he looks for that apex, try and get a nice turn into 22, and now for the final corner, turn 23. To the line he'll go, and it is a 3/10 improvement that gets him right there, 4 thousandths of a second off Vittino's time, as Legend improves there with a 33.5. What a lap there from the man in the Red Bull. Jav, you're more than welcome to if you want, bud. You're more than welcome to jump in the combo for me. But Legend is the man on provisional pole. Look how close these 3 guys are right now. As we've got support for J. Luke in the chat. He is doing very well right now. Here we go, Vittino. He is going to want to try and put the pressure on Legend to see how much of this curve at turn 1 he takes. Not a huge amount. He doesn't take any. Tries to get the car turned in, rotated into a very tricky turn 3 and 4 to open up turn 5 with the DRS wide open. Now for turns 6 and 7, you really do need to attack those curbs at turn 6 and 7. I mean, you can gain a good amount of time by attacking those curbs as much as possible. So there is definitely a bit of time there for Vittino if he does go out for another run after this. Let's see what his sector split is, as we got TDB going into second with a 33.7, and now on board with Vittino as he is going to try to carry the speed through this S section, an incredibly technical sector if I do say so myself, and he has aborted that lap. But is he going to go for another one? I think he is. He is going to go for another one, so we'll see how he gets on. Looks like he may have just backed out of it. Yes, it does look like he's backed out, but TDB getting himself up into second place, and that's a big lap there from him. So good job from the man in the Alpha Tauri. I do have a Welsh accent, Chris. Your ears do not mistake you. As Skeletor Star puts it into third, 1,000th of a second off TDB. That is, you couldn't get much closer than that. You really couldn't. As Callum also improves to a 33.8, incredibly close at the top. And you gotta think that Vittino, J. Luke and Mino are gonna have some more time on the table as well. Now Vittino does have enough time to get into the pits and get himself back out, which I believe that is what he's gonna do, yes. So into the pits, Vittino will go. He's got J. Luke and Mino on their outlaps. XL Hardy also on an outlap, and he could be one to keep an eye on. So the top 10 covered by 9/10 of a second, and that is very close. And I have a feeling that we're just going to see some faster times coming in now at the end of this session. So J. Luke is about to start his flying lap. So just after the 100-meter board, he does brake. He does take a lot of curb there for turns 2 as he tries to get the car slowed down. Looks a little bit cautious through 3, 4 and 5, but he will have a nice little bit of slipstream. And Chris, who is on an outlap, so he needs to get out of the way of J. Luke ASAP. This is just gonna be really annoying J. Luke right now. But he'll take that little piece of slipstream and he'll open up DRS. But how much time did he lose following just Chris there? We'll wait to see as he comes towards the end of the second sector. The man in the Williams, is he up? Is he down? He's a 10th up. So this is a decent lap from J. Luke right now. As long as he nails his final sector, he should be golden. Holding it in 6th gear, dropping it into 4th momentarily, picking it back up into 5th. So he keeps it nice and tight there in the final few corners. As for the final corner, getting very close to the curb. Now that is commitment, and he does improve by 3/10. And I believe that is his session over and done with now. As we got Mino the Beaver, a little bit of traffic up ahead, but shouldn't be in his way. But a big lock up there into the penultimate corner definitely would have cost him just a little bit of unnecessary time, but he does improve by a 10th. Vittino was just about to start his lap, so we'll check back on him towards the end of the session. Yellow flags in Sector 2 at the infamous turn 8, where I'm expecting to see some people understeering into the wall at turn 8. It's just one of those corners, very tricky to get right, as Kieran has retired from the session. Nice little slipstream there for Polish as he gets past XL Hardy on the straight, and it looks like Hardy, his session's over and done with. But we do have a Red Bull coming to the line, and that is going to be Legend, and he improves by just under 2/10, so a good lap there from Legend as we got a TDB there in the final sector, and now he's got J. Luke right behind him. J. Luke needs to try and avoid this car, and that is going to be the main issue with Sector 3. You hit one of those curbs wrong, you hit the wall, you're losing the back end. Right, as we got the Renault of Killer Brent coming into the final corner. What's this going to be? He does hit the curb, hit the wall, sorry. And he does improve by half a tenth, but it's not enough. We are seeing a lot of people scraping the walls. Vittino improves and gets himself up into second place on the front row there, as his teammate Storm improves up to 11th, but he will have free choice of tyre compound. And now Nuffle Bessie, as he comes to the final corner. Oh, he just turned in that fraction too early, and there he'll go. He does improve, but he has definitely lost quite a bit of time there. That is not good for Nuffle Bessie, but this is going to be a very interesting race. We haven't gone racing here before, so we don't know what the overtaking is going to be like, the side-by-side action. What is it going to be like? I don't know, but I have a feeling this is going to be kind of similar to what you would get at a Baku Grand Prix, you know, at the Azerbaijan GP. This kind of has a similar feel to it from my point of view. Hope you guys agree, but that's the way I look at it. So that is the end of the session, with Legend on pole position with a 33.3, 2 times clear of Vittino in second. That is the front row for this race. TDB in third with Skeletor Star alongside in fourth. J. Luke Callum round out the third row of the grid. Mino De Beaver and Nuffle Bessie on the fourth row. Polish and XL Hardy round out the top 10. And outside the top 10 with free choice of tyre compound, we have Storm, Calvin, Killer Brent, Kieran, Sabino, Stumpy and just Chris F1 rounding out the final spot on the grid. As we got Stumpy in the chat saying he's not a fan of these walls. Well, the walls are not going to move. As I believe Jav said he wanted to jump in the combo for me, so I'll send him a quick invite, guys. So just bear with me. If someone could send Jav an invite to the lobby as well, that would be much appreciated. So Jav wanted to jump in comms. We're going to send him an invite. Not experienced in comms, but it's always good to get a little bit of experience in here and there. So that is what we're looking at for the pit stop strategy. It says a 2-stop, but I know the 1-stop is doable. The softer hards and those on the mediums, they open themselves up to potentially a 2-stop or the 1-stop. It depends on how they feel, but I'm expecting the first round of pit stops to be around the lap 8 to lap 10 window. So outside the top 10 we got Storm on mediums, Calvin on mediums, Killer Brent on mediums, Kieran opting for a set of hard compound tyres, Sabino on the mediums as well as Stumpy, and then at the back then Chris on a set of the hard compound tyres. I think we are going to see front wings flying here in Hanoi. You can see everyone trying to warm up their tyres, get them nice and toasty, get them nice and grippy. That is what they want, because they know that if their back end just slides out, it could mean a bit of front wing damage, and that could be disastrous. I'm not sure what is happening with Jav. He says he doesn't have access to the lobby. I did ask if someone could send you a quick little invite, because I know I can't in spectator mode. Which is a shame, but it looks like we'll be running solo for now. Hopefully someone drops you a cheeky little invite. Can I turn the game audio up slightly? In a minute we will, but we gotta wait for the 5 red lights to go off first. So we are gonna wait for these 5 red lights. Lights are out and we are underway for the first Vietnam Grand Prix in Intelligence Racing League here for Division 2, as we got 3 wide behind Vittino, J-Luke and TTB, as Vittino gets absolutely squeezed out there. But that is side by side there with Callum and Skeletor Star, and that is very close racing. They need to stay away from the walls. How is it looking towards the back of the field? We have the Ferrari, Williams and Racing Point scrapping it out. Here's we got a lot of action going on further up the grid. Let's actually have a little peek at that, as we got Minnow the Beaver going very wide there as Nuffle Bessie gets past, and a little bit wayward there for XL Hardy into the wall, and that is a lot of front wing damage here for the Alpha Tauri, as he has lost many positions and will probably lose a few more, as it looks like Stumpy also has a bit of wing damage here, as does Sabino. Kieran has managed to keep his wing intact as they all break down into the hairpin, trying not to go into the back of the car ahead. As we are actually going to go on board right now with the Alfa Romeo as he tries to follow the Mercedes in this S section. Needs to be very patient on the throttle, just focus more on his turning. As he closes right up on the braking, but doesn't close up enough to make any sort of move, but he gets on the back end and that's him into the wall. And that is a VSC, and we were on board for that, and out in the final corner just gets on the traction a little bit too soon, and that is him into the wall. And now, Ricky, I can have a look and maybe check the audio settings up a bit. That should be a bit better for you now. We just jumped it up a little bit more, but a VSC as we've lost our first person, the first casualty here on lap 1, Skeletor Star. Skeletor, if you are watching the stream, could you send Jav a cheeky invite to the session? As Sabino gets a drive-through for speeding into the... Oh no, Sabino! A drive-through penalty for speeding and the VSC, and that is going to be costly for him. He's already a massive distance behind, as we got Callum down the inside of Nuffle Bessie. Essie getting really squeezed off here. A bit of wing damage perhaps? No, he does manage to avoid any wing damage, but he's going to try and have a little look down the inside. Oh, give each other the room, lads! Nuffle Bessie and Callum getting elbows out to the absolute fullest there. but Callum is the man who holds on to P5. It looks like Hardy is yeah, Hardy's lost it at the end of Sector 2, so he's going to be dropping even further behind Kieran into the pits. Skeletor has left the session, and that is not going to be good for him, and it looks like Hardy has just gone straight into the wall, got more front wing damage, and that is going to be an unfortunate day for XL Hardy, as we have a safety car as Hardy is actually retired, and that has got to be in the S's. I don't think he had any front wing, and turning in the S's without a front wing is going to be an absolute nightmare, as Hardy immediately leaves the session after that. But what this does, it does bunch everyone up apart from Sabino, who will have to serve his drive-through penalty. He cannot serve it under safety car conditions, so he will have to serve that when he gets an opportunity. I saw a position change between J. Luke and TDB, so we gotta make sure these guys are not overtaken under the safety car. Let's have a look at the position changes, shall we? As as we got everything settling down, as we have J. Luke up 3 positions, Killer Brent up 4 positions, Just Chris up 6 positions, and the big loser is, well, it's saying it's the big loser is Hardy and Skeletor, obviously, but it looks like Vitino is the biggest loser, down 2 positions. But everyone into the pits now for a fresh set of boots. And what tyres are these guys going on? It is going to be the mediums for a lot of guys. Callum opting for a set of the hards. So Callum may be thinking he can take these tyres to the end. I'm not sure, but it is going to be interesting. Sabino, I feel for him in a way, because he is going to have to serve that drive-through penalty, but he is going to jump some people here. But it means absolutely nothing. So Legend has actually stayed out on his set of soft tyres, and now his nearest rivals in J. Luke, TDB, Vitino and Callum are going to be hunting him down on what could possibly be a better strategy. So I just noticed a Stumpy in the chat said taken out at turn 1. I think he means at the start of the race, I'm not sure, but that would be something that he would have to put into the stewards after this race. So we are waiting for the safety car to give us a sign that it's going in, but it's going to stay out for another lap because Stumpy hasn't caught up to the back of the pack just yet. And Sabino, if he forgets about his drive-through penalty, he could end up getting disqualified here. Obviously he's not going to be able to serve it under safety car, but if he forgets under the restarts, we got Callum and Beaver swapping positions. Beaver giving that position back. But yeah, if Sabino forgets about his drive-through, he will... Oh my god, as we Polish and Frosty Calvin there coming into contact, and Calvin has actually done very well there not to get any wing damage. Sabino does not go into the back of the Ferrari, but that was very close to the pair of them there. As we got Ricky in the chat supporting his teammate Stumpy, wanting him to pull his finger out. This is going to be a very interesting restart, because Legend should definitely be able to do the one stop now. Sabino in the chat just letting us know that he hasn't forgotten about his drive-through penalty. And yeah, it's going to be unfortunate. He will have to serve it either the lap the safety car comes in or the following lap. But we are waiting now for this race to restart, and we're going to go on board with J. Luke. He's on fresh set of tyres, sitting in 4th place. Legend still hasn't bolted yet, and he's gone now. So Legend has gone, as we got Sabino straight into the pits to do his drive-through penalty. As up and down we got that for Bessie, going down the inside of Mino de Beaver for 8th place, and he does get that move done. Meanwhile, J. Luke up ahead battling with just Chris, gets our move done, but now Chris will have a slipstream, a bit of a tow. ERS into overtake. Is he going to have a little peek down the inside here? No, he's going to think better of it and stick behind us. We got TDB right behind the racing point, going to be looking to find any opportunity to get past ASAP, as Vittino has also managed to get himself going as well, but he has lost a bit of time actually to the guys up ahead. So the restart not being very good there, as we've got side-by-side action with the AlphaTauri and the Racing Point into the hairpin. We'll keep it clean. Oh, they lock wheels 100%, and a bit more wheel banging there, as Chris does not want to yield this position. And oh, the beautiful little switchback there from Chris. And now TDB will have to stick behind, and that was a lovely bit of a battle going on between these two. But you can see, oh, it's TDB almost losing the back end there. But look at how much Vittino has closed up. This is not good for... this is great for J. Luke, because he can now just try and get the job done against Killer Brent. Sabino has retired from the race. I think it pitted him. I think when he went in for his safety car, he got pitted. As we have another safety car deployed. So Sabino not going to be happy with that he was pitted instead of serving his penalty, but you got to feel for him, you really do. It is very difficult to keep up with the action right now. Very difficult. And when I say difficult to keep up with the action, I mean once the action actually is going. As Legend peels off into the pits, as does Killer Brent. So Legend gonna go for a set of hards, maybe? Surely he has to. Oh, as Nuffle gets a 5-second stop go. No, he's gone for a set of the mediums. So Legend, because he didn't pit under the first safety car, he has gone from first place all the way down to 11th, and a lot of traffic to get through. J. Luke in the race lead and does have a nice little buffer to TDB right behind us. We've got Kieran and Stumpy trading positions there momentarily. Yeah, Callum's looking like he's in a pretty decent spot here. 4 laps on those hards. I don't know if he has to make a pit stop. I think he can take those hards to the end. As we got the safety car coming in at the end of this lap. I mean, surely J. Luke, TDB and Vitino are going to be making a second pit stop, probably for another set of the mediums. And Chris is definitely going to be making a pit stop because he hasn't made one yet. So Callum, if he keeps with these guys, could effectively be our net race leader. As TDB into the pits. A very bold move there from the Alpha Tauri. We are underway once again. Just Chris getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As we got Storm and Kieran having a bit of a battle. Looks like Kieran may have just got a little tap, or maybe he just clipped that wall. But Legend, he needs to dispatch of these guys ASAP to get himself back up towards the front. Is where he wants to be, but he needs to be careful with it. There's a big lock up there from the Ferrari of Stumpy. As Legend is going to look for the superior exit, and he does get the superior exit right into the slipstream. He is going to move out, but he's going to get squeezed almost to the wall there from Stumpy. Oh, as Legend tries to find any bit of space, but unable to do so, but he's going to send it down the inside, side by side with the Ferrari and the Red Bull on the curb. Absolutely Tony Hawk Pro Skater grinding right there from Stumpy. I rate that. I do rate the grinding right there. Oh, as we got contact between Calvin and Storm. I just went on board with it, side by side in the S's, and Storm going going around and around, and that is a bad thing right there, as we got Calvin with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, as Kieran unfortunately loses the position out to Legend in the penultimate corner. Meanwhile, this man J. Luke has absolutely gone. He has built up a 3-second gap to just Chris behind, and Chris is going to be a good buffer to these guys for J. Luke. And now Legend has cleared the traffic and should really start to be closing in. We've got Nuffle Bessie's getting past his teammate there, relatively easy, but Nuffle Bessie getting a little bit out of shape, and Killer Brent there not really opting to go for the overtake. He does completely back out of it. So the Renaults line astern in 9th and 10th, as we got Vittino getting past just Chris for 2nd place. So Vittino getting the job done. And the question is, are we going to see anything else happen in these S's? Everyone keeping it single file, and you like to see it. Yep, Renault with team orders 100%. Oh, as we home over Stumpy, he got onto the curb and loses it. Oh no, Stumpy. As Brent is actually into the pit, so maybe front wing damage for the Renault. Maybe that's why team orders came into effect, but I know Ricky's not going to be happy in the chat as Stumpy just loses it on the curb as Callum, DRS wide open. He's going to have a peek down the inside, but thinks better of it as he gets onto that curb and loses the back end slightly, but keeps it in check. Looks for a decent exit, but it looks like just Chris gets a slightly better one. The DRS should help Callum close up, but he's not going to be close enough to make a move, I don't think. No, he's going to have to stick behind. Meanwhile, up ahead, J. Luke, 3.6 seconds clear of Vittino, who is now starting to gap just Chris as Kieran gets past Nuffle Bessie, who's gone completely off it at the hairpin. And now we have the McLaren of Mino de Beaver right behind him. Does that Renault have any wing damage? No, he doesn't. So a little bit unclear of what's going on there with Nuffle Bessie, but he will have the McLaren to deal with soon, as Legend now onto the back of this train for the final spot on the podium. As he's going to try and have a little luck down the inside of Polish. As Storm picks himself up a 5-second speeding in the pit lane penalty, which is not going to help his cause, but he is all the way down in last place. As it looks like Callum gets a little bit out of shape here, and this could be 3 wide. This could be 3 wide, guys. As Polish gets past Callum up into 4th. Now Red Bulls side by side. Are we going to see any team orders? I think Callum's just made that very easy for Legend there. Legend now up into 5th place. Callum has dropped back into 6th, losing 2 spots there in the space of 1 straight there. As Nuffle Bessie does manage to get back past on Kieran for 7th place. As everything from 9th downwards seems to have spaced itself out a bit, but Mino is going to be able to close up the Kieran and Nuffle. From the looks of it, he does have much better pace at the moment. But back up towards the battle for the podium. Is Polish going to be able to make a move on Chris? He is moving to the inside. Chris squeezing him there, but Polish does get the car slowed down, but Chris for the switchback once again gets to move back on Polish, and that is not the first time that we've seen a switchback there from the racing point. Legend still stuck up behind the Haas of Polish. Had a little luck down the inside but thought better of it, as it looks like Nuffle has managed to gap Kieran, and Kieran now under pressure from Mino, as it looks like Kieran does have a bit of a connection issue at the moment. Got a Yale flag as Calvin is out of the race, and he has lost it in the S's as Stumpy goes up into 12th place, and that is a VSC, and Stumpy into the pits, so this could be a very ideal pit stop window for Stumpy. We're just going to wait until the VSC ends and we'll see where everyone is going to come out to us. Polish has gone straight into the back of just Chris, and that is front wing damage here for the Haas. And look at the understeer he's got now in the sector. Legend squeezes through there, so good job there from Legend to avoid him, and Callum also gets through as Polish now into the pits he'll go, and I think he'll drop down to around 10th place, I'd say, as Mino also into the pits as well, so we're seeing a lot of casualties here. This is prime opportunity now for Legend to try and get past just Chris. And Legend has got a fantastic exit compared to the racing point. He is just going to move on over, get the move done before even DRS gets activated for him. So Chris has finally been knocked off the final spot on the podium as he almost goes into the wall there, and that is not good for Chris. If he makes any contact with that wall, his strategy could be completely out the window, but he has done a fantastic job in holding Vittino and Legend and Callum and Polish up, and that has given J. Luke the gap that he needs. He now has a 7-second gap to Legend, and a 4.8-second gap, maybe a 5-second gap to Vitino. Just got a yellow flag in. Oh, it's Polish. Polish is gone. It's gone from bad to worse for the Haas driver. Polish has gone around, and that is Polish into the wall, and he has to do another lap on heavy wing damage now. As the gaps have begun to stabilise just a bit. Closest gap that we have is this one between Chris and Callum. Battle for 4th place, and Chris not too far behind Legend, so if Legend makes a mistake, Chris will be all over him. The Legend equally catching up to Vitino as well, so looks like we are going to get some battling going on very soon, but as for right now, we are in the quiet moment of this race. As Callum now in DRS of just Chris. Kieran into the pits, and this will be for a final set of tyres. I've got a VSC as Polish has retired from the session. What is that too? It looks like he's... Oh, it looks like where is it? Understeer. He's just gone straight on into the wall, lost it on the traction. And he is going to be absolutely furious. But Kieran essentially gets a pretty free pit stop. You know, he gets into the pits and able to get a shortened pit stop. But for Callum and Legend, it kind of halts their progress in trying to close up to the cars in front. DRS has been enabled there. We just see Callum getting a little bit squirrely there under traction. And Legend now in that DRS window of Vitino for second place, as Vitino's actually going to duck out into the pits. I will be very interested to see what kind of tyres Vitino goes on. 10 laps to go. He's gone on the softs. This is going to be a bold choice, because at the end of this race, those softs are going to be absolutely cooked. But he should be able to have the pace on those softs to get a pretty decent undercut on Legend. So we'll see how it all folds out for Vitino, but for right now, he is in 6th place. He's got a nice gap to try and eat into ahead with Nuffle Bessie, who may very well be going to the end of this race. The real question mark though is Callum. Is Callum going to be able to go all the way to the end on those hards? So let's have a look and see who has made the most pit stops here today. And at the moment, on 3 pit stops apiece as Chris comes into the pits for his first pit stop, we have TDB, Stumpy and Storm all on 3 pit stops apiece. So Chris now into the pits. What tyre is he going to come out on? He should be able to come out ahead of the McLaren of Reno. And he is going to come out on the set of the soft tyres, right behind Vittino. As we get the fastest lap coming in from TDB, as he pops in a 36.9. I am interested to see not only the gap between Vittino and Legend, but the gap between Vittino and J. Luke, because I think he may have done around about enough so far to get the jump on J. Luke. Wonder if J. Luke is going to respond here. Yes, he's into the pits. What about Legend? Is Legend going to follow him in? Yes, Legend's in as well. And Callum is going to continue on, so maybe Callum is going to be able to go all the way to the end on those tyres. But we need to see this right now with Vittino. He just clips the inside wall there. Does he have any wing damage? Doesn't look like it. But he is going to get the jump on both of them. So Vittino into the net. Well, I would say net race lead, but they still have to both get past Callum and Nuffle Bessie. But Vittino in prime position now to take the win of this race, as J. Luke has actually come out directly behind Vittino. So that undercut has absolutely worked wonders there for the Mercedes. This is going to be exciting, guys. 8 more laps. Vittino, J. Luke, Legend. They've got a bit of traffic to deal with in Callum and Nuffle Bessie, but J. Luke is going to go open DRS and try to get past Vittino right now into the hairpin. Gets the car slowed down. Vittino looking for a switchback, but can't get the car turned in enough to make it work. And J. Luke back in position as he sets the best middle sector. So guys, in the chat right now, I want predictions. Who is going to win this race? Is it going to be Callum, Nuffle Bessie, J. Luke, Vittino, or Legend? Potentially even Chris could get in the mix as well. But right now, I'd say it is a 5-horse race. But which horse are you betting on, lads? Let me know in the chat. Who are you backing? Nuffle Bessie, Callum, J. Luke, Vittino, or Legend? It's J. Luke now. DRS wide open on the Renault. He is going to cruise straight past there, as he's going to be contested there from Nuffle Bessie, but Bessie is going to keep his nose in there. Oh, contact! Contact! Nuffle Bessie and J. Luke are around. Oh my god, and that is... Oh, J. Luke is going to be furious. And he has wing damage as well. Nuffle Bessie, did he get any wing damage? Yes, he did, but you got a feel for J. Luke. He done such a fantastic job all race, and now... Now Vittino and Legend are in position, and it is looking quite likely that we're going to see a double Red Bull podium here. As we have some opinions going on in the chat right now. with that incident between J. Luke and Nuffle Bessie. And that is definitely going to be one going to the stewards. J. Luke is going to be absolutely furious. And personally, I think Nuffle Bessie, at the very least, on the pit exit, should allow J. Luke to go past him. I think that's the best thing that Nuffle could do right now. You know, drop the position to J. Luke. But J. Luke was on for potentially a fantastic win here today, but as we got Legend and Vittino having a nice little battle for second place, and just under 5 seconds up the road is Callum. And I think Nuffle Bessie had a 5-second stop go as well, so I mean, it's not, that's something that's definitely going into the stewards. My opinion on it is you just gotta know when the move is over. Nuffle stuck his nose in there. He was never really going to make the move work. At best, he was just going to put off J. Luke slightly. But the angle of which he stuck his nose in there was just a little bit all wrong. And contact made, and J. Luke now has a Herculean task to try and get himself ahead of his teammate. Legend once again trying to get as close as possible. Vittino looking for the better exit, but he is going to be under pressure now as DRS is wide open. Vittino is going to defend the inside perhaps. No, he's going to leave it open, and that could be costly there as Legend down the inside of Vittino. Vittino can't get the move back on Legend, so Legend now up into second place. There's a Red Bull 1-2. Oh, as Vittino straight into the back of Legend, and Legend almost into the wall. Has Vittino got any damage? Yes, he has wing damage. And Chris now. Chris could be looking at a podium by here. Yeah, it's all kicked off in the final 10 laps. Does Chris have any wing damage? I think he may just have a little bit. Yes, he is. He's missing an end plate. So, Legend, the only one without wing damage here. But he very easily could have been absolutely punted out of this race there from Vittino, as Vittino actually lasts Legend back through, I think, and that's going to open him up to get overtaken by Chris, and Chris now up into third position. And this is I think this is perhaps sealed the 1-2 for Red Bull, but which Red Bull is going to be on the top step of that podium, I'm not sure, as we got Stumpy in the final sector going very slow. I don't think he's got a front wing. No, he does not. Oh, as Vittino there gets a little bit loose there on the exit of that curb. Chris trying to do the best he can to keep with the Red Bull. But with that wing damage, it's going to be tricky to match him in the corners. As we got J. Luke, he is he is flying once again, J. Luke is, but he's going to feel extremely hard done after this race. So Kieran's just going to move over, let his teammate go. Williams' teamwork right there. And now J. Luke, I think he is going to get Mino, so he is going to get 5th place perhaps. He does have enough laps to do it, as we got the Renault killer Brendan GDB very close here as they make more contact. Lads, take it easy, take it easy. Round the outside goes TDB, a little bit more contact made as Killer tries to go down the inside. There's a carbon copy of what his teammate tried to do, but this time just Killer goes around and TDB manages to escape that. But almost a carbon copy of what his teammate Nuffle Bessie done earlier to J. Luke. We have 3 more laps to go. 3 seconds is the gap between Callum and Legend. It is looking like we will see a double Red Bull podium and a 1-2 at that. However, this man right here, J. Luke, I think definitely deserves a mention. And he is going to be in my thoughts for Driver of the Day as well. He done fantastic and was just absolutely destroyed. So he goes a little bit wider now. He's going to try and get the move done on Mino here. So DRS wide open. He's not going to make the move into this corner, but on that back straight, he's going to be looking to have a little peek. Yep, Callum doing very well. Here we go. J. Luke DRS wide open. Mino going to cover the inside. So J. Luke going to have to go around the outside. As it looks like Callum is approaching some back markers. Very close there, but J. Luke just about gets his car ahead, but Mino's nose is still in there, but there we go. J. Luke shuts the door on the exit, and that is job done there for J. Luke. And the gap now 2.7 with 2 laps to go. I don't think the gap is coming down enough, and Chris right now, this is actually crucial because Chris is going to have DRS on Storm, but oh, he's just gone into the wall, and that could be more wing damage there for the racing point. He is completely out of VRS. They all are. Bettino has a good amount. J. Luke has a bit. Nino has a bit, as Kieran and TDB gonna scrap it out here. So it looks like they'll be side by side on the exit. Oh, as looks like TDB unable to get the traction down there. DRS not going to be enough to pull him close enough to the Williams. but he loses the back end, does Kieran, and that's going to open the door now for TDB. He's going to look down the inside. He's going to get the move, and he goes a little bit deep. Kieran looking for the switchback, but can't get the car planted enough on the traction, so he is going to lose that position to TDB. J. Luke absolutely flying. Legend, he is catching. Storm picks himself up with another 3-second time penalty. Legend, he has half a lap to make something happen. One mistake from Callum could cost him the win here. We're on lap 28 of 28. I think it's over and done with. I think Callum, barring any penalties, because I haven't really kept up with him, Callum is going to cross the line in first place, and he's going to take the win. And Legend will make it a double Red Bull podium, and Vittino and just Chris apparently, neither with a front wing, but Vittino does get that on the line with the aid of a 3-second penalty. So Chris, without a front wing, gets himself 4th place. J. Luke incredibly disheartened right there. Another drag race to the end between TDB and Mino Debiva, as Mino keeps 6th place. Kieran will come home in 8th, as we await the Renault boys of Killer Brent to cross over in 9th place. And what could be a very controversial topic after this race, Nuffle Bessie, with his attempt to keep his nose in there against J. Luke, cost him potentially, J. Luke, the opportunity of winning this race. As Nuffle comes around the final corner, and he'll pick up 10th place. And now we wait for Stumpy. Fastest lap, however, did go to Killer Brent with a 36.5. So Killer Brent with the fastest lap. Callum with the win. Red Bull with the 1-2. Chris gets driver of the day from the game. I mean, it is a good shout. Chris did come back from the back of the grid. He did not set a time in qualifying, so it was a good job from Chris. But for me, the two drivers who were absolutely impeccable today was Legend and J. Luke, and just because of what happened to J. Luke, I'm feeling about giving him my driver of the day. But that is the race over and done with. Callum, our race winner. Legend in 2nd place. Red Bull 1-2, as Vittino brings it home on the final step of that podium. As we got just Chris in 4th, J. Luke in 5th. Big disappointment for the Williams man. As we got Mino Debiva in 6th. TDB with a pretty decent recovery drive to get himself back to 7th after the carnage he had early in the race. Kieran in 8th, Killer Brent in 9th, and Nuffle Bessie rounding out the top 10 with Stumpy and Storm, our final 2 finishers. And then our non-finishers today were Polish, Frosty Calvin, Sabino, XL Hardy and Skeletor Star. And as Jav just said, there's a couple of reports on Callum too. So, oh, actually, I did not even see that. So there may be some changes to what happens in the order with steward penalties, but that is going to bring an end to round number 2 at the Vietnam Grand Prix. I've been your commentator for today. I've been Mike, and until next week, guys, we hope you have a fantastic day, and don't forget to check out the Division 1 and Division 3 streams, which were up a little bit earlier on, and just show support for the entire league by hitting the like, hitting the subscribe button, and we'll catch you next week for what will be the Bahrain Grand Prix. So until then, guys, have a good one.